What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a good day. Today I just want to talk a little bit more about home management on the electric side. Today I've got an outlet tester that I will be going over with you. Just kind of explains a little bit about each outlet and what's going on behind the wall there. Before I do that, I've got a piece of wire. This is essentially what runs your outlets. This here is, what is this, 14.2? I bet it'll say on there. Yeah, 14.2 gauge. There's other gauge, 12.2 gauge, but the compound's the same, right? And inside of this wire, you actually have three other wires, so to speak. So if you look, it's hard to get the camera to focus, but there's three inside of this. Now, if you were to pull these out, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Sorry, I should have prepped. There is a white and a black, and then just a copper rod. There we go. So there'll be a white, black, copper rod. Now the white is neutral, black is hot, copper is your ground. So that is important because these correlate to what that outlet tester tells you, right? So neutral, hot, ground still in there. Push those back. Let's go check out an outlet, right? So this home's from the 50s. So we're gonna see as I do this, there's going to be lights on here, right? So you got three lights. They'll be red, white, or green. And I'm gonna plug it in to an outlet here, and we'll look and see what lights I have, right? So instead of white, they're just clear. So you got one green light on the left. If you look, that says open ground. So on here, this is technically your ground prong on an outlet, which is this one. Now, in these older homes, these outlets only had two prongs. It was just looked like that. There was no ground prong. And the reason for that is the wire inside the wall here does not have that third copper strand in the line, right? Remember that wire I just showed you with the white and black? That's all that is in the wire. You see how right now there's that copper line sticking up? That's your ground. That was not in wire back in the 50s. There you go. There's your ground. That's what it looks like. So inside that outlet, inside that receptacle, if I take that out, there's a wire without a ground in there. That's why there's an open ground, because I'm putting a ground tester into a grounded, which should be a grounded outlet, and the tester notices, hey, this ground doesn't run to a panel, doesn't run to a box. So now I'm gonna take you into another room. We're gonna test out that outlet. We'll see what we get. So keep in mind, an open ground isn't necessarily the most dangerous, in quotes, thing that could be going on. So we just put in a new fan. So I've got a hole in the wall over here. I haven't patched this yet, but I'll go over a little bit of what's going on here, right? So you plug that in, now you've got two green. What does that say? It says it's correct wiring. So what changed? What changed between the other outlet? Well, if you look behind this outlet, there's a white cable, a white wire. That's this. I reran the entire circuit. I ripped the old wire out of the house all the way back to the breaker and reran wire 14.2 to all the receptacles and light fixtures in the two bedrooms upstairs. Why did I do that? Because you shouldn't have an open ground. Your wire should have a ground in it. It's important. It needs to be up to code. And so, unfortunately, my entire house needs to have that done. So that's one thing you can check here. All right, so you got an open ground. Take the outlet out of the box. See if there's a ground cable even in the wire. If not, there's your issue. If there is, check, make sure it's on the outlet correct, and then make sure it's in the panel correct. From here, you could also tell if you had, I'm gonna just read them, I can't focus, reverse polarity, which means your negative or your neutral's on a hot, hot's on a neutral. Open hot, open neutral, hot and ground reversed, hot on neutral with open hot. So I don't know about that last one there, but so that's kind of just a quick rundown of what you can do with an outlet tester. I would buy one of these, especially if you live in an older house. You do not want to have an open hot. That means a hot wire is live somewhere. That's dangerous. That's how fires can start. Reverse polarity is another thing that can start fires. Sparks can arc. So address it, test each outlet in the house, make sure they look good. And if they don't, turn the breaker off, test it again, make sure it's off, and then pull it out, see what's going on. You know, if you can see that the connections are all good inside that outlet, check the other ones on the same circuit, right? We talked about in the last video what a circuit is. So check all the outlets on the circuit, make sure all the connections look good. If they do, check your breaker box. You might have to take the shielding off to actually see the connection points from the wire to the breaker. Check those. If you still can't find it, at that point, it's probably best to look into an electrician. But hope you guys got something out of this. Just wanted to do a quick little video, what you can do with an outlet tester. I advise getting one. If you have an old house, you have open grounds, you have wire without ground in it, you're gonna need to think about rewiring the house, and that is not fun or easy. And I will show you in other videos how to go about doing that, breaker by breaker, slowly but surely, right? You gotta bring things up to code. So have a good one, and I will see you guys around.